now you have a fair idea of what calligraphy is, especially Devanagari calligraphy. But to begin with, I want all of you to focus on the angle. And I specifically want everyone to pay attention when they are making, let's say, a stroke. So you might remember this graph from math class. Um, this is positive, these two, and these are negative. So every angle has a script. And for Devanagari, it's this. It is negative 45 degrees. So what we do, we keep the column, we align the column
Sir,
with the pen.
not visible. It's not visible, sir. Can you please turn on the back camera?
Okay. Is it visible now? Just a sec. I think, are you not able to see my screen?
I'm able to see you, sir, but not the writings.
Just wait.
Actually, do one thing. Pin the screen. The bigger one, the white one, where Mayank sir is using to write the things. Na? Pin that
Okay.
screen, and after that you will see the screen in your phone or laptop also.
Okay. Is it visible now?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry about that. So you see, this is the graph that I'm talking about. So these are X and Y axis. And these are sort of angles. Hello?
Please mute yourself if you don't have any questions.
I've done that. Okay. So these X and Y axis, they have a role. They guide you about the script that you're writing. So for example, Gurmukhi and Urdu are both positive 45 degree. So if I have to write any Gurmukhi alphabet, it would be with this angle. Or Urdu. And Hindi is on this angle. So you align your column. So for example, if this is your column, this is 45 degree. So you have to align it with the line like this and make strokes that are 45 degree, negative 45 degree in angle. So that's how a script has different angles that need to be respected in order to make those strokes. Otherwise, I mean, people can experiment. For example, they can do like a positive degree, a positive 45-degree Devanagari, but that's unusual. And I mean, no one is actually going to stop you. But traditionally, this would be the angle for everyone, negative 45 degree. Okay. Um, I will talk a bit about the same strokes that the basic strokes that I talked about yesterday. But I would want every one of you to do it with me. So just try. Don't worry about the strokes. Don't worry if they are not aligned or you're not happy with the strokes. The idea is to do it with me. So does everyone have a pen, a calligraphy pen at the moment?
Yes, sir.
What about everyone
Yes,
else?
sir.
Can I hear from everyone? Do they have? Do you all have the pen with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Um, okay. Surji, do you have a pen? Preetham, do you have a pen? Preeti,
Yes, sir.
Sri, Anmol, Ananya, Aditi.
Yes, sir, I have.
Okay. So let's start with making a nukta. Keep your pen like this and slowly make a square. But this should have these four angles, or rather points. So you need to make sure. You could go either ways. You could make it from here to here or from here to here. It's up to you. But it won't really matter. It's because left-handed people have different styles or different way of holding the pen. So it's different for everyone. But the idea is to make this perfect square. It's actually a perfect square, just like you remember from the last class. See, so if I tilt it like this, I mean, this is like this at the moment, and I make the same line here and the same square. So that's how you make. If you are unable to make it, what do you do? Draw a line, and then from here, from this tip, this tip of the column needs to be on the line like this and at the same angle that I talked about. And then from here, you have to stretch the stroke until the lower end of the column touches the line from the bottom. So it's like this. I'll make it again. You can try making consecutive connected squares and also put some space in between. So once you get a hang of it, try this first and then do connected nuktas. I would love to see what you're all doing because it would be necessary. If you're making a different stroke, then I can correct it. Can I have a look if you have made something? Hello. Okay. So if you're done with this stroke, let's move to making the straight line. So first of all, the angle is this, -45°. And from here, you make straight line. Every stroke has this angle, -45°. And it should be in almost in symmetry. And you see, I'm not actually moving my fingers when I'm making this. I'm just moving my hand and using the elbow to make this. I'll make it again, the vertical stroke. And then horizontal. Make these strokes again and again. So when you're done with these two, is everyone done with these strokes? Can I see anyone's work, what they have done? Preetham, did you?
Sir, can you share on the WhatsApp?
Sorry.
Can you share it on the WhatsApp?
I'm sorry. Can you say that again?
Can you share it on the WhatsApp group?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Preetham has done a great job. I really love the stability in your strokes. Okay. So moving on, the third stroke, which is, I mean, to make this stroke, what to make it easier for you, you make triangular shapes that are connected to each other, like this. Mountains. But make sure they are all in one line. Now, align your column you break it down in the first place. Make this line first, and then from here, thick stroke, thin stroke, thick stroke, thin stroke, thick stroke. I hope it's clear to all of you. Now I will talk about the crescent stroke. For this also, what I usually do, to make it easier, make to C, the English alphabet, like this, or a circle, or something like this, but make it with that angle. So if I have to make it with the negative 45-degree angle, it's going to be like this. And the opposite would be like this. Try joining these two, you get a perfect circle. But make these two separately. I am using, this is a 14 column. It's a fairly large column. I mean, this is for you to see clearly, because if I use smaller columns, you won't be able to see clearly what's going on. And you can actually do a drill like this. So make a line, make a straight line, and make sure your stroke does not cross this line. And you start your stroke from here. And all you know is that you have to make a C like this. Now you can do the opposite stroke. So far we have this stroke, the straight, and then vertical, and then crescent, and then you have this stroke, then this one, the opposite of these two. You can actually practice making nuktas like this. Make one nukta and then slide like this. Wait. Make one nukta like this and then slide up. This is a drill. You can practice this again and again before you start doing calligraphy. You should practice drills so that you loosen up the muscles, and you will feel the difference. If you just sit and do calligraphy, it's not gonna come according to your standards or what you have actually thought about. So you need to loosen up that muscle, your bicep and the shoulder, and in order to do that, you should practice these drills and make sure. What I do is usually I take the blunt end of the brush and I just make circles, or I make these lines. I mean, basically just practicing and training my brain to learn how much pressure I should be putting on the pen. So just make sure to do it for at least a minute or two. Just keep doing it. And once you have done it, you will feel, lighter in your arm, and your strokes would be much more smoother than before, if you just do it without the drill. So, yeah. So now I'm gonna move to. Sorry. Can you repeat that question? Okay, I thought someone asked the question. So moving on, if you combine these two strokes, you get the base of an alphabet in Devanagari. So this is called Shirorekha. I mean, this line covers all the alphabets. Every alphabet in Devanagari has this line. I mean, native speakers would know. And then we connect this straight line with Shirorekha. So that's how you actually make a base for an alphabet. But you see, there are a lot of strokes in this alphabet. I'll tell you how. So this is the first stroke. This is the second stroke. This is third, fourth, and fifth. If we combine all of it together, we get this alphabet, Ka. So I'll make it again to give you an idea. First stroke, second stroke, third stroke, this one, then fourth. It will go like this. And then this. Similarly for A, the alphabet would be this stroke. Then we bring it down like this. And then from the middle of the stroke, we make the second crescent. And then from here, another stroke, Shiro Rekha. Is it clear at the for everyone, or should I do it again? It would be great to hear from you if you want me to do it again. Or
Yes,
should
sir.
do you want me to do it again?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's first start with A, because you are going to make this alphabet a lot. So first, I would talk about the stem or the spine of the alphabet. Every alphabet that you see has a spine or sort of like a bone. So I would just make it in thin line. Now let's try and make this the first stroke. Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Um, I will first cover, since we started with A, I will first cover all the vowels. Let me just quickly write it with my brush so that you clearly see. Because a lot of times when I'm using the column, one is not able to see how I'm writing it. a, U, E, U, E, E. So that's how you usually make the vowels. And also, if you are focusing on the basic letter forms, you will also see there are a lot of similarities in these vowel sounds, and also the structure, not only the sounds. So if I begin with the first shape that is very common, it would be this one. The crescent stroke. This stroke, this stroke, this stroke, these three are quite important. And this one. So what I'm doing is I imagine a plane whenever I'm making any stroke. I imagine a plane and I don't want my stroke to go beyond that plane. So if you do that, because if you are not able to visualize how long the letter would be, then you need to focus on these lines, because sometimes, or most of the times, people don't use lines while calligraphy. So you need to use these lines. You use a ruler or a scale, make these lines, and don't worry about making the 5 nukta measurement every time. For the time you are practicing, you can let it go. But once you learn how to make it within the limit, then you start with this. So every vowel is almost similar in shape. This would be for a, a. So 4 vowels include this shape, or the letter a. You take the similar stroke and you strike off the first stroke here. Then you would get U. If I just make the Shiro Rekha, and then I'm not going to use this stroke. I'm just going to use this one. And then again, the same stroke. This would become U. And if I have to make the acute U or Dirgha U, I just have to add this stroke again. This one, the 4th stroke that I made, and make it here from here. Dirgha U. So 6 vowels are covered now. Now I'm moving to a rather more complicated shape, which is E. And E is also similar to Da and Ra and Nya. So if you learn this shape, then you can easily make more than 4 alphabets. So first the Shirorekha, then horizontal stroke, a small one. And then from here, the column goes like this. And it's turning, it's curving in the end. So I move my column like this, and then automatically you will get a pointy end. If you make it, if you keep it straight, what it does is, so column, I mean, if you just make these strokes with column, you will understand that how it's actually working. So similarly, you get these like on every turn, be it on the right side or on the left side, you get these points. These points, like I'll make it again. These points. So you have to make sure that this point is there, because the second stroke would be connected in the first stroke, or at least half of the column is inside the first stroke. You see, half of the column is inside this first stroke, and then I make a small nukta. It's a nukta like this, but it's more stylized. And then from here, I bring it down till here, till it reaches here. And then from here to here, to the end of the alphabet, I make one stroke. And then I'm not moving my column. I automatically get this pointy end again. So you can either add a nukta here, it becomes Nya, or here it becomes Ra. If you hide these two, it becomes Da. And if I put a slight curve here and then bring it down and then do this, it becomes E. And if you put this matra above, it becomes Dirgha E. E. So far so good. Any questions? Any questions so far? No? Can we move on to the next alphabet? Now comes A. A is comparatively easier. If you just look at the anatomy of A. So the anatomy is two straight lines parallel and one perpendicular line, or it's a sign for pi. And then from here, you take the 45-degree angle, which is negative. And then from here, you make a straight line and then slightly turn it at the end. And from here as well, you do the same thing. So this becomes the skeleton of A. And if I make it calligraphically, then it would be something like this. A. And if I have to use A ki matra, I just do this. You remember this stroke? We did this stroke. I forgot actually. Anyway, so this is nothing but I am just dragging the column till here, making like it's almost 2 nuktas wide. If you see, this is 2 nuktas. And then from here, I slightly turn my column, but I'm not moving it like this. I'm keeping it straight throughout. This whole action would give you proper strokes. And it would be slightly difficult in the beginning, but believe me, it gets better if you practice for at least 10 minutes every day. Doesn't ask for much calligraphy. Um, sorry. So we can now move to, I have just completed the vowels. Does anyone have any questions or comments? Or do you want me to make any alphabet once again? I would be happy to do that, but you have to tell me.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah, please go on.
सर सरकंडे वाली कलम से 45 डिग्री पे नहीं रख पा रहे हैं पेन, उसको कैसे करना पड़ेगा?
सरकंडे वाली कलम से भी आपको 45 डिग्री पे रखना पड़ेगा।
सर जो मार्केट से लिए हैं, हो सकता है 45 डिग्री एंगल पे ना बना हो, उसको बनाना पड़ेगा।
आपको कलम बनी बनाई नहीं मिलेगी, आप सभी को बनानी पड़ेगी। अगर आप मार्केट से खरीदना चाहते हैं तो बहुत गिनती की जगहें हैं जहाँ पे शॉप्स में बैम्बू कलम मिलती है। अदरवाइज क्या होता है कि मैं या मेरे सर्कल में जितने भी कैलीग्राफर्स हैं वो ज्यादातर खुद बनाते हैं। सो आप YouTube पे एक बार वीडियो देखिए, क्योंकि आई कैन ऑल्सो टीच यू, मैंने जैसे कल बताया, बट वो डिपेंड करता है कि इट देयर इज अ चांस कि इंजरी हो सकती है एंड इट इज रिस्की। तो द बेटर थिंग टू डू इज ऑर्डर ऑनलाइन। आप कहाँ रहते हैं? जैसे
सर मैं वाराणसी रहता हूँ और यहाँ मुझे सरकंडे वाली पेन मिली है, ऑलरेडी बनी बनाई, लेकिन इससे 45 डिग्री एंगल पे बैठा नहीं पा रहे हैं।
आप मुझे दिखा सकते हैं? क्या मैं देख सकता हूँ वो कलम? अच्छा देखिए, ये जो है ये ड्राइंग के लिए है कलम। ये आप बैम्बू कलम ही लाए हैं, लेकिन जो बात है ना, इसको जिस तरीके से काटा है ये स्केच करने के लिए, ये कैनवस पे स्केच करने के लिए होता है। मतलब इंक में डुबो के कैनवस पर इससे लिखते हैं। तो बेहतर यही होगा कि आप जब तक आपको कलम नहीं मिलती तब तक आप स्टिक के बोल्ड मार्कर्स यूज कीजिए, ये वाले। दीज आर ग्रेट टू बी ऑनेस्ट। ये और आपको कलम से ज्यादा बेटर प्रैक्टिस इस पे होगी, बिकॉज कलम में क्या है कि आपको बार बार डिप करना पड़ेगा और वो फ्रस्ट्रेटिंग हो सकता है आफ्टर अ पॉइंट। सो इट्स बेटर कि आप स्केच पेन से कोशिश कीजिए, और जब स्केच पेन पर आप कंफर्टेबल हो जाएं तब आप कलम पे शिफ्ट कीजिए। और कलम अगर बड़ी आप लेकर आए तो देखिए मैंने क्या किया हुआ, मैंने एक सॉफ्ट कपड़ा, मतलब सिंथेटिक कपड़ा कोई भी हो सकता है, या फिर अगर पतला सॉक्स होता है तो उसको फाड़ के मैं कलम पर लगा देता हूँ, बांध देता हूँ उस कपड़े को। और उससे क्या होता है कि मेरे पास जो फ्लो है इंक का वो प्रॉपर आता है। अदरवाइज क्या होगा कि इम्प्रॉपर कलम चलेगी, बीच बीच में से गैप्स आएंगे, मिसिंग आएगा स्ट्रोक। सो उसको आप अगर नहीं करना चाहते हैं तो आप ये कपड़ा यूज कर सकते हैं उसके लिए। एंड उसको इंक में डिप कीजिए, क्योंकि कपड़ा होल्ड करेगा इंक काफी देर तक, और आप एटलीस्ट 6 से 7 स्ट्रोक्स बना सकते हैं एक डिप में, बल्कि ज्यादा। बट वेयर एज अगर आप खाली कलम यूज करेंगे ना तो आप 2 या 3 स्ट्रोक ही बना पाएंगे। अगर आप प्रो नहीं हो तो ऐसा होता है कि जो प्रो लोग हैं वो 4-5 भी बना देते हैं, बट वो काफी मास्टर लेवल के लोग हैं। बट आई थिंक दिस वुड सेव योर लाइफ if you are trying to practice. अगर आप बड़ा कलम कहीं से खरीद सकते हैं या फिर किसी दुकान से आप जाके, लकड़ी वाली कारपेंटर की दुकान से आप ऑनलाइन उसकी फोटो दिखा दीजिए, वो वैसा बना सके अगर है, तो वो भी पॉसिबल है। और मैं एक सिलावत कलम का मैं आपको बता ही चुका हूँ, आप ऑनलाइन ऑर्डर कर सकते हैं, वो बनारस भिजवा देंगे, या फिर आप इंडिया में कहीं पर भी है, ही कैन सेंड इट टू यू बाय पोस्ट। Any more
Sir, I
questions?
also have the same problem. Actually, I am not able to make 45 degrees.
आपका आपका पेन दिखाएंगे आप मुझे?
Yes, sir. Sir, I have bought this Chintamani brand Chinmay.
Okay, you have a great pen actually.
Yeah, I have four, this kind of four pens.
Yeah,
Today
yeah.
I bought it.
See, this is a beautiful set. It's gonna save a lot of your money because you can do a lot of scripts from these pens. इसको कैसे चलाना है मैं आपको एक बार
Yeah.
फिर आप सबको ये दिख रहा है कि इसमें एक एंगल है, राइट?
Yeah.
सबको दिख रहा है?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so make sure the higher point of the column is towards left hand side when you're writing in Hindi. Okay, make sure this one is on the left hand side. It will be on the top like this, because हम सीधा लिख सकते हैं ऑटोमेटिक पेन से like this, right? आप लिख सकते हैं अभी जयश्री, आपने अभी पेन दिखाया था, can you show me the pen and make the stroke? I'll help you. I'm sorry, who was it who showed me the pens? अभी किसने मुझे
Jai Shri
automatic?
sir. Jai Shri sir.
Yeah, can you please show me the pen again? I'll tell you how to use it. Make this angle with the pen. You hold the pen like this. It should be like this. Left hand side पर इसका ऊपर वाला जो होना है, जो ऊपर वाला होना है, आप देखिए ये नीचे वाला होगा, ये ऊपर वाला है, तो ये आपका ऐसे दिखना चाहिए। ये टॉप कॉर्नर पे है और लोअर कॉर्नर पे है जो नीचे वाला है, और पेन को भी आपने ऐसे ही रखना है एंड देन इसको सीधा सीधा चलाना, ऐसे ही रख के। और अगर मैं इसको ऐसे भी रख रहा हूं तब भी आई एम नॉट चेंजिंग द एंगल। समझ आया आपको? थोड़ा
जी
आइडिया?
सर, हाँ आइडिया तो आया, थोड़ा प्रैक्टिस ज्यादा करना पड़ेगी।
आप दिखा सकते हैं आपने क्या बनाया उससे?
हाँ सर, वन सेकंड।
आपने अच्छा ट्राई किया है, डोंट वरी। देखिए ये चीज हमेशा होती है जब भी लोग नया 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 कैलीग्राफी सीखते हैं। सो एक सबसे पहला थॉट आता है कि ऐसा क्यों नहीं बन रहा मुझसे। इट्स फाइन बिकॉज इट टेक्स some practice to make it like this, but it's not impossible. And don't judge your strokes. वो जैसा भी आ रहा है, it's progress. If you are doing even 5 minutes of calligraphy, it will be counted as progress. So don't worry. But I would suggest you, if you can practice every day, or whenever you can, but it should be often. So that would really help you build calligraphy skills faster. फिर उसके बाद जब आप ये स्ट्रोक्स कंप्लीट कर लेते हैं, मैं भी वावल्स कंप्लीट कर चुका हूँ. क्या आप सबको वावल्स समझ आ गए हैं? कोई अल्फाबेट ऐसा है जिसको नहीं समझ आया हो एंड वांट्स टू सी इट अगेन? इट्स नाउ इज द टाइम टू टेल मी. मैं दोबारा बना सकता हूँ अगर कुछ समझ नहीं आया. इफ एनीबडी वांट्स me to make any alphabet again, I would be happy to make it again, but you have to tell me.
It's E, sir.
E, ठीक है. E
सर
के
आप
लिए
पिक्चर फॉरवर्ड करोगे ना, क्योंकि मैंने लेट ज्वाइन किया था.
पिक्चर कौन सी पिक्चर? सॉरी
सर आपने स्टार्टिंग में जो 15 मिनट में करवाया होगा ना, उसकी पिक्चर.
there is a video. Actually this call is being recorded, so you can access the video after the class.
ओके श्योर सर, थैंक यू.
Okay. So E is mixture of शिरोरेखा. शिरोरेखा सबसे पहले बन गई. उसके बाद एक सीधी लाइन, एक सीधा स्ट्रोक ऐसे आएगा. वन स्ट्रेट स्ट्रोक लाइक दिस. फर्स्ट स्ट्रोक, सेकंड स्ट्रोक, एंड देन थर्ड स्ट्रोक इज लाइक दिस. ये यहां पर जहां आपका ये खत्म हो रहा है ना, ये स्ट्रोक जहां, सॉरी शुरू जहां से हो रहा है, उसी के प्लेन में आप एक सीधी लाइन बनाइए. ऑलराइट. और यहां पर भी आप सेम कीजिए. इसके बीच जब आप ये स्ट्रोक बना लेंगे, उसके बाद का प्रोसेस है ये. अब मैं यहां से ये स्ट्रोक बनाना शुरू करता हूं. थर्ड स्ट्रोक बन गया. ये इससे बाहर नहीं जा रहा है, ये सिर्फ यहां पे आके खत्म हो जा रहा है. मैंने ये लाइंस इसलिए बनवाई है ताकि ये सीमित रहे. अब यहां से एक स्ट्रोक ऐसा जाएगा. ठीक है, ऑलमोस्ट यहां पर टच करे, बट थोड़ा सा स्पेस है. और फिर उसके बाद जो स्ट्रोक आएगा, ये थर्ड हुआ, ये फोर्थ हुआ, और ये फिफ्थ हुआ. तो फिफ्थ स्ट्रोक वुड बी लाइक दिस. अब आपको समझ आएगा कि इसमें यहां पर भी स्पेस है, यहां पर भी आपको स्पेस दिख रहा है, इधर भी स्पेस है, इधर भी स्पेस है. तो इन स्पेसेस को वी कॉल नेगेटिव स्पेसेस. But at the end, everything comes inside a box. It should be like this. Every alphabet is like this. If it doesn't fit inside a box, it's not made perfectly. So this is an example of how you can make an alphabet. Make sure कि आप स्केच पेन से पहले प्रैक्टिस कीजिए. जैसे मैंने का बनाना है, एक सीधी लाइन, मैंने स्क्वायर बनाया, शिरोरेखा, मुझे सारे अल्फाबेट्स को एक बॉक्स में बंद करना है, एंड इट शुड बी इक्वल. आपको स्पेसिंग का आइडिया तभी आएगा. का खा गा गा मिया. इतना समझ आया सबको? ई. और जो लास्ट स्ट्रोक है, सिक्स्थ स्ट्रोक, ये स्लाइटली ऐसे जा रहा है. ये छोटा है साइज में. इट्स लाइक दिस. मैं दोबारा बनाता हूं. ये नीचे आएगा इस तरीके से और फिर ऐसे, और अगर इसको दीर्घ बनाना है तो ये इस तरीके से आएगा। सबको दिख रहा है क्लियरली?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
सॉरी, और कोई अल्फाबेट?
सर एक और क्वेश्चन सर।
शाह, कौन कौन सा बोला
सर
आपने?
सर एक क्वेश्चन है मेरे साथ।
हाँ जी बताइए।
सर जैसे आप अभी बता रहे थे उर्दू या गुरुमुखी के लिए 45 पॉजिटिव एंगल को रखेंगे पेन, और
जी,
देवनागरी के लिए 45 निगेटिव। तो सर
जी,
देवनागरी के साथ जितने भी स्क्रिप्ट है उससे कारण मेरा मैन्युस्क्रिप्ट और कैलियोग्राफी पे रिसर्च है, तो उससे
हम्म,
पुराने जो जैसे बांग्ला हो गए या मिथिलाक्षर हो गए या पहले
जी,
की 100-200 साल पहले की नागरी हो गई, उसमें भी 45 निगेटिव ही रखेंगे पेन।
हाँ बिल्कुल। देखिए, देवनागरी से प्रभावित या फिर उसी के आसपास वाली जो लिपियां हैं, चाहे वो गुजराती हो, अब मराठी भी देवनागरी यूज करती है, तो जितनी जगह पर देवनागरी यूज होगी या फिर उससे मिलती जुलती, चाहे वो मिथिलाक्षरी क्यों ना हो, उसमें एक एंगल आपको देखने को मिलेगा। आप कहीं भी ऑनलाइन अब देखेंगे ना, आप पिंटरेस्ट पे जाके देखिए या गूगल पे लिख के देखिए हिंदी कैलीग्राफी, तो आपको सारी कैलीग्राफी एक पर्टिकुलर एंगल पे ही मिलेगी। या फिर वो राउंड ब्रश भी हो सकती है, ये भी मिलता है। बट ट्रेडिशनल जो पांडुलिपियां जो लिखी गई हैं वो सब -45 डिग्री के एंगल पे लिखी गई। लेकिन
ओके, थैंक
अगर हम उससे भी पहले जाएं, मतलब एक इंटरेस्टिंग फैक्ट जो है कि अगर पांडुलिपियों से पहले जाएं, हम ब्रह्मी के समय पर जाए, खरोष्टी के समय पर जाएं, तो पुरानी जो लिपियां थी, द ओल्डर स्क्रिप्ट्स, they were not written with pens. They were written with a chisel and a hammer on rock. वो पत्थर पे उनकी उनको तराशा जाता था। तो इसीलिए ब्रह्मी में आपको कोई एंगल नहीं दिखेगा, खरोष्टी में आपको कोई एंगल नहीं दिखेगा। और पुरानी जो पांडुलिपि आपको पाम लीफ की मिलती है साउथ इंडिया में, उसमें भी एक कोई एंगल आपको नहीं मिलेगा अगर वो पाम लीफ है, क्योंकि पाम लीफ पर हम सुई जैसे एक पेन आता है, उसमें हम ऐसे गाड़ के फिर उसको एनग्रेव करते हैं। और जब वो हो जाता है पूरा, जैसे समझ लीजिए ये पांडुलिपि है, तो मैंने इस पूरे को, पाम लीफ को, नीडल से लिख दिया ग्रंथा लिपि में, क्योंकि वहां ग्रंथा बहुत मिली है। तो जब वो हो जाता है उसके बाद मैं स्याही लूंगा, इंक लूंगा, एक कपड़े पर लगाऊंगा, एंड देन आई विल स्मज इट ऑन द पेपर। सो दिस वाज द प्रोसेस ऑफ मेकिंग palm leaf based manuscripts back in the day. They would not make it with calligraphy pens. They had different calligraphy pens. They would engrave it on the palm leaf, and they would apply a coat of ink, and then with a wet cloth they would remove the excess, so that all the ridges that you made with that fine needle gets filled with ink. So each and every process is different. If you talk about Islamic calligraphy, they have a different style because they start from making their own papers. वो अपने papers भी खुद बनाते हैं, वो अपने ink pots भी खुद बनाते हैं, अपने pens भी खुद बनाते हैं. Everything is made by the calligrapher. And ये डिफरेंट डिफरेंट आइडियाज हैं डिफरेंट डिफरेंट स्क्रिप्ट्स के, और उन सब के एक डिफरेंट एंगल है। तो हिब्रू भी उर्दू वाली कैटेगरी में आता है टेक्निकली। एनी मोर क्वेश्चंस? I would love to take questions if any one of you is interested to ask. Okay, I take that as a no.
Maybe it appears that all questions are being answered in the right way, so there are no queries for the day.
Thank
And
you.
thank you so much, Mayank sir. I'm glad to hear and see that such a great detailing calligraphy session. And I'm glad also that our participants are being taking so much of great interest in participating well. So I'm glad to see that. So nice and great work.
Thank
So
you.
thank you so much. So shall we wrap up the session?
Yeah, absolutely, we can.
Okay.
Yeah.
So seems there are no questions. All are being answered. So we'll wrap up the session. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. See you tomorrow, same time. All the
Thank you.
recordings for the class will be shared. So no worries. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thanks.
Thank-
Bye-bye. And
Thank
please practice on the calligraphy paper that I sent, the PDF.
Yes.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.